Hello everybody. Today in this video I'm going to tell you how to use the basic power pivot option for Excel 2013 for in-depth analysis of the day-to-day sales transaction of a company. So for that I have chosen a data where I have the list of products, the sales representatives in the region they're working for, and the day-to-day transactions that a company sales transactions that happen for a company. So for this, if I want to work on Power Pivot, first I want to install the Power Pivot add-in. So for that I go to File, Options. In Options you see the add-ins tab over here where you can select and manage the COM add-ins. So just select COM add-ins here and press Go. Then you see you have to check Power Pivot, Microsoft Office and Power View and then click OK to see that here you have a Power Pivot tab that is getting added to the tabs. So now I have to work on these for Power Pivot. I say I go to Power Pivot and manage. But before all that, I have to ensure that my Excel data is ready for working on the Power Pivot. So what I do, I initially name as all this data gets imported into Power Pivot, it has to be recognized as a certain table. So for that, I select, supposing say my product data, and I rename it as product data. So for that, as after I select the table here, it should be in a tabular, the complete data should be in a tabular format. And that I go to design, and here I write the table name I want to name my table as. I want to name my table as a products table. So thus I've written a product here. So this is my product table. Similarly, if I go to sales representative data, the whole data that I've selected, they have 73, and then in the design tab you see that this is the sales representative data. So I've named each of my tables and prepared well in advance by naming my table so that it will be easy for me to recognize in the Power Pivot tab. So now my data is ready. I go to Power Pivot and click manage to import the complete data. So for that I should initially save my Excel sheet and close it. So now I go to manage fields. In Power Pivot to manage, I see that my sales data is ready. That the sales data where I imported from other sources. So here you have other sources. You have an Excel file here. So I click Excel, go to next, and imported the data that I wanted to. That is, say, in my desktop I have named it as data. So now clicking on next and advanced, you see that all the data is the product, sales representative and day-to-day transaction tables are imported into the sheet. Now that my it is ready. If I want to have a diagram view of the kind of data that I have, here in the right tab you have data view or diagram view. So this is the diagram view of my tables. So this is my F transaction table, that is my sales. And now supposing if I want, okay, so now if I want to have see how the price and product or with sales representative is creating me more sales based on the region, I just know the sales representative but I don't know the kind of region. If I want to know the revenue, I know the product but the price is in this table. So to calculate net revenue for the day-to-day sales transactions, the product is looked up in this table and the corresponding price is taken from the table here, and then the net revenue is calculated. Even in this table, supposing I say I want to know how many sales representatives or which region is getting me more sales, I don't have direct region tab as such in the day-to-day transactions, but I know which sales representative is from which region. So for the sales representative transaction here, I look up into this table and replace each sales representative name with a certain region to see the maximum revenue I'm getting from each region. So for this I have to link. So now if I have to link my product to product here, I just go there, drag the products and drop it into this table, into products table here. So now a relation is created between these two sheets for the process. So now if you just click on this, you would observe that this product and this product are related, and this is the relation that is created. That is, F transaction, in F transaction table, the product column is related to the, looks up into the product tab and the product column for data. So then you update the relationship and press OK. Similarly, for the sales representative and the region, I want my sales representative to be looked up into this table. So I drop from that to sales representative in this table. So a relation is created between table sales representative here. So now if I want data, I'll look up for sales representative region in this table and replace for further transaction. So now I'm ready with creating the relationships. So now I can just go back to data view. So since now my data is related, I would like to insert certain bar graphs or say pivot tables or charts to understand how, say, supposing region wise sales is happening. I go to chart and table. If I want chart and table, I choose chart table. In the existing worksheet, if I select this, I can actually place my cursor wherever I want the chart and click OK. So now a pivot chart and a pivot table will be created here for further analysis. And now I get the option to select. So now if I have the transactions here, I want to estimate, I want to see how my revenue is changing based on the region. So say in the other table where you have region, I just drag and drop region here based on products. So I just go to the products bar because they're related. I drop it here. So I know from each region that is here, which is the region which is selling most number of a single product, etc. So this is how I created a table by selecting charts, and then add uh, I can also add for the slicers, etc. for this. So for this based on product, even for this pivot chart, if I want to see the numbers here, I just do the same thing. I go to transactions, my revenue, sum of my net revenues over here, where I would like to see based on a particular region. So that is it. So now the power pivot and power, it's a very easy and representation of how your sales are happening in a particular region. And now if you want to actually add a particular slicer, you can always go to analyze, insert slicer based on say product region. I can always insert and then put OK. So now here I just get region and products, continue my further analysis. So in each region, this is what is happening. So this kind of dashboard creation by linking tables in Power Pivot, by creating relationships in Power Pivot is very easy. So here I can also take based on a product. So if in a particular product, I see that my major sales are coming from the Midwest region, etc. So now this is the slicer, and now if I also want to link these slicers to both the table and the chart over here, I can go to options. After selecting the slicer, I go to options and I report connection. So in my report connection, I have the kind of charts and tables that are there in my sheet. So chart 1 and table 1, I click. So now you see that both these table and the chart change based on how the selections that are carried on here. Supposing I want to see what is the mid west and west sales happening. I press control, select these of Aspen, the product, how it is changing. These are the ones that happen. So this is the kind of linkage that you create, connections between Power Pivot to get a very good in-depth analysis of your sales data, or as such any huge data, because in my sales data I've taken 10,000 transactions. So this large number of data is analyzed very quickly in Power Pivot. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.